Everyone wants to live a long and healthy life with a body which looks and performs how they want it to. Yet so many search for the answers by taking the advice from peers and by following the dietary and training plans of people with different goals and outcomes to which they're searching.
Within the health and fitness industry, there's a significant amount of disinformation from a wide variety of self-proclaimed experts, never really tying together what you want or need to hear. There are people who are performing at their best, and there are others who don't know where to begin. This podcast aims to take you through the compendium of what is diet and fitness to allow you to design your own training programs to meet your specific needs.
In each episode, we're going to discuss a new topic surrounding diet, fitness and mindset, which builds on previous knowledge. This allows you to understand and appreciate the fundamentals before we delve into the more specific needs of top-level athletes.
This podcast is hosted by James and Max. James is a registered dietitian and nutritionist who's worked within the NHS and private sector. He specialises in improving athletic performance, enhancing training recovery and accelerating muscle growth. And I'm Max, a strength and conditioning coach who specialises in athletic performance and personal development. I've worked with GB athletes in bobsleigh and rowing, and also alongside semi-professional and professional rugby players.
Together, we hope to provide a wealth of knowledge and value to you, the listener. Thanks for tuning in. This is My Athletic Compendium. Hi guys, and welcome to the podcast. For those of you that are listening, we've got our lovely microphone here, and we've got a camera set up here as well, just in case you do want to see our ugly mugs whilst you're listening to the podcast. So I'm James.
I'm Max.
And this is My Athletic Compendium. Essentially, we both decided we wanted to set up this podcast because we feel like we've got value to give to people, young aspiring athletes, essentially those out there that want to improve their health and lifestyle. And yeah, why not? Let's put out the information we know. Obviously, it's going to be free. It's on YouTube. We're going to try and put it out to Spotify, Apple, Google Play, or whatever it is, one of the podcasts, to provide value to you, the listener. And again, if you did want to watch us, we're on YouTube. So, Max, why don't you give us a bit of a background about yourself, give yourself an introduction, welcome yourself to the world.
Yeah, I think just following on from what you said, there's a hell of a lot of people who all specialise in their own area that don't particularly relate to the listener, and you've got to try and gather all this information from loads of different places. Whereas here there's a
lot of bullshit out there.
There's a lot of rubbish, but in this podcast, you've got someone who's educated in nutrition and dietetics and that kind of area. You've got someone who's specialised.
That's me, by the way.
That's him. You got someone who's specialised in strength and conditioning. I've been a personal trainer. I've done a wide variety of things like that. So it's all in one place. It's all going to be factual. There's not going to be any rubbish. We're not going to try and sell you anything. We're just here to give you good knowledge.
Definitely.
Yeah. And about myself. I'm a rugby player. I have been all my life.
Calls himself a rugby player.
I grew up playing for different academies and fell in love with it. But obviously, I was on the other side of the coaching, so I was being given all of this. Do this exercise, do that exercise, eat this, don't eat that. Here's a supplement. But I never knew what it did or what it was for. I just kind of went along with it, and it went well and whatever. But rugby fortunately is a good sport to go into that really does push your education while you try and make it as a pro athlete. So and then I fell in love with the process of coaching and getting into it. So when my career did stop at a semi-professional level, I fell in love with the coaching side of things, and that's what I do now. And
it means you can give back as well.
Yeah.
All the knowledge that you've been taught, you can put that in your own, structure, in your own terms, and provide that to your clients and to well, obviously I won't let the game slip, but obviously Max is now working with a professional rugby side to coach and educate them. So he's completely flipped it around, was being coached and now is the coach. So that's awesome. And you were part of Worcester Warriors at one point, weren't you?
Yeah, so I've during my rugby sort of career, it was quite short-lived, but I had a couple of appearances for Worcester Warriors first team. I trained with Exeter Chiefs and played at A-League with them.
Class.
Did a bit of England IPF and England students rugby sevens.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the injuries started coming. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I got injured.
Could have made it as a
Could
pro.
have made it as a pro.
Definitely.
Classic. But I fell in love with it, and I'll always love playing rugby. I'm never gonna. I'll stop until the day I'm broken for good. And then I do the coaching.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
So my background, well, I've always played sport as, growing up, mainly rugby. That's how we obviously met at Chester Rugby Club. Grew up, went through a couple of academies, had England students trials. At one point.
Didn't know that.
I know.
Nice. Good
I
name.
know. Didn't make it, obviously, but went to Nottingham University to study nutrition. Essentially, my love for rugby, brought on the love for nutrition. I wanted to excel in my performance. We're a good side back in the youth team, so always wanted to get better, wanted to play at a higher level, had aspirations, play as high as I could. And so I was looking into ways that I could improve my performance, and that was through training more, going to the gym, getting bigger, and through eating more and, gaining muscle mass, getting quicker. But, there wasn't a whole host of information out there like there is now. There is a lot of stuff out there, and most of it is good stuff, but there's a lot of poor stuff out there. There's a lot of disinformation, people trying to sell you fad diets or supplements that just don't work. And, I wish there were sort of mentors or free educational content out there that was put in a nice and easy to understand format for me as a young aspiring athlete to learn, because they're core skills that you take with you for the rest of your life. And if I'd have had that, I would have, hopefully grown to my full potential. I feel like I never did. Always saying I'm 6 foot when I'm actually 5'10", but yeah. But in terms of trying to, promote muscle growth, I was eating as much protein as I could. I was definitely under eating on my carbs when I was training rugby 6 times a week. I was going to the gym 4 times a week, and this was at the age of sort of 16 to 18. So I gained muscle at that time, which was great. But there were also times in that where I just wanted to get shredded, because you want to look good at 18 on the beach in the summer. And I was just eating completely the wrong thing for performance. So, I was cutting my carbs. I was basically eating no carbs. It looked great, but performance terrible. My concentration wasn't there. And I really think if I just had valuable knowledge that I could learn off someone else, I would have, improved my game. I would have gained more muscle. Everything would have just been happy days. So that's what I want to provide in this podcast, is a step-by-step foundational approach to nutrition. And we've discussed that that's exactly what you want to do, from, the personal training, the fitness, the strength and conditioning side of that as well. So together we can put, heads together, amalgamate the knowledge so that it literally is an athletic compendium for you, the listener and the watcher on YouTube. Don't know why you're watching on YouTube, but thanks. So yeah, have I spoken about what I do?
I think so. I'm curious. A question that's just popped into my head is,
go on. How
come you went down the nutrition route rather than the strength and conditioning route / gym route?
Right.
Just keep genuine,
So, I actually at uni, well, when I was at college, I applied for sport and exercise science for 4 out of my 5 choices, and the one other choice I chose nutrition, and it was a split decision at the final moment that I was like, I want to do nutrition. I could have very easily gone on and done sports science, and I don't know where I'd be. I probably would be down the personal trainer route, because I still have a great, love for athletic performance. But I chose nutrition, and then whilst I was at Nottingham doing my undergraduate, I found out that I could help people with diseases in a clinical setting like a hospital through diet. And I thought, what is better than that? So went on to do my dietetics, and and still have a love for sport and exercise and performance. So I work very much with private clients to smash through their barriers, to promote muscle growth, to cut weight for whether they just want to improve their health, whether they want to make weight for a competition, or whether they're just overweight and need to lose weight in the first place. And I've also helped athletes optimize their athletic performance. So, I'm working at the moment in a hospital setting, working with private clients. And now I'm hoping to just give free educational content to whoever wants it. That's my background. And yeah, I'm loving every minute of it. And I think we've got a lot of value to give both of us. So we'll crack on with that. In terms of the podcasts, I think we're hoping to put out a weekly podcast and video. We'll pair them up together. The content will, like we said, be a foundational approach, building into more intermediate stuff, building on the foundational knowledge, and then go into the specialist areas, which I'm very much looking forward to. There's a lot of key information for athletes out there that not everyone is aware of. I've written articles about it, but I don't think anyone's read them. But this is a nice, easy way for people to listen or watch. So yeah, we'll put up a weekly video and podcast. There might just be podcasts where it's just me, myself, podcasts where it's just Max, or hopefully it will always be just the two of us, but can't promise everything. So
yeah, I think it'd be quite, if that were to be the case one time, I think it'd be quite good just to focus on the one thing. If there's anything burning that I want to get across there, vice versa, just so we can focus on that. So Definitely. If it was to happen, it's not the end of the world anyway. So
Definitely. We'll also be putting some snippets of this on our Instagram, which is My Athletic Compendium. If you do want to give us a follow, that'd be great. We can also take some questions on there if you've got any burning questions, and obviously we'll answer them as well as we can. So yeah, really looking forward to cracking on with this, and we've got some great content coming up. So thank you very much for listening to our first one. Thanks for watching. Got anything else to say?
No.
Arrivederci.
Yeah.
See you later.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know if that means goodbye, does it?